We packed up everything and anything we could think of in my truck. My wife, father-in-law, and I hit the road to St. Pete. The plans are for my father-in-law to drive my truck back home after a few days.
Welcome to Florida.
Florida.
Florida, yeah.
Florida.
Yeah, we have our own language here though. So we don't speak English, we don't speak American, we speak Floridian.
Floridian.
Ocean. Gulf of America, man, then welcome.
So this next few weeks, am I gonna become a Floridian?
That's it. We're gonna have you local address. This is the local address. This is my local village right here.
We are here. This next part was one of the worst parts of the trip. Moving all the stuff from the truck to the boat by dinghy. It took several trips through the sand, water, seagrass, plus it was hot.
If I go back where I was at and then in boundary, I won't need it, but if I decide to go up the river, I'll need it.
Alright, we got the generator fired up on this thing. Let's see what kind of 120 volt stuff we got going on here. Got power here. Alright, so one of the first things I did was install one of the air conditioners I brought from home that I robbed out of the Silverton. Set it down in there, hooked up the wires that were there, and we're gonna see if it works. Alright, so sorry for the wind, but day one we traveled, got here, we got one air conditioner going. We have a nightmare of electrical. I don't know what's going on. They motored this thing here and I cannot get any of the batteries to do what they need to do to try to crank the engines over. So I'm still trying to battle that. I'm really tired today. It's been a long day, so we're gonna try this again tomorrow. We're just gonna chill out, have a beer. Tomorrow's another day. All right, good morning from our hotel room. So we did stay in a hotel last night. Boat is not anywhere near ready for us to stay on it. But our goal for today is to get it running and move it to the marina. If you're wondering why the boat is just floating out there and not in a marina, Afan and his uncle had both his boat and the trawler in a marina up to the point of Hurricane Helene. It didn't really wipe out the marina, but they ended up kicking all the boats out of there because everything had to be redone. So that's still kind of a problem around this area. There's a lot of boats just kind of anchored out because there's nowhere for them to go. However, there is a transient slip available, so that's what we're gonna do now and just pay transient slip fees. So our first stop for today is to go to West Marine and buy some batteries and some other knickknacks we need just to get this thing to run. Day 2. Recording you because we're at West Marine. Alright, we are back down here at the boat, went to West Marine, got batteries, put the batteries in, and we got pumpkin and perky. So we did. After we installed the batteries, we got perky. Since we went with perky with this one, she started right up. Absolutely beautiful. Now how we got pumpkin.
Right, smoking. What now?
Come on.
We changed it. It's bad. Not that. It ain't cracked yet.
Yeah, we got the generator. We got the generator charging the battery right now. It's the new battery. I don't know what's up with it, but It wants to run, but not quite. We're still got to work on that one just a little bit. All right, we have both Pumpkin and Perky are now running. All right, so I'm down here doing some things like that are missing off this boat, like a freshwater pump. The thing about this boat here is there's some good things and bad things. I mean, really the good things are the wiring and stuff like that isn't too awful crusty on it. Stuff that you would find on a normal saltwater boat. You just get a lot of crusting wiring and it's not that bad. The bad thing is it's just old. You get like 30-40 years of just people all over the place on this thing, you know, whatever mechanic and everything else just doing things to it. So that's the only bad thing about buying older boats. They just been around for such a long time and they just got so much stuff that people just had their hands on. Can you turn on the freshwater pump? Okay, it's pumping. Now I guess we need to go look for leaks. All right, we now have running water. Important. So this is what I was talking about, old boat problems and having lots of hands in it. This is a really nice new remodeled bathroom. We need a functioning toilet and a functioning shower. Toilet works when you push the button. There's no water pumping into it. I found a whole nother hatch of problems. All this in here needs some attention. So this is gonna take me hours to sort out. So I'm working on this toilet, trying to see why it doesn't suck up water. Pull the hose off that goes to the seawater. It's blowing instead of sucking. Go over here to the wiring. And it appears to be hooked up backwards. So the pump is rotating backwards. Let's just try to fix it and see if that makes it work. All right. We're gonna take some bets. We're gonna bet if there's anything left on the anode for the heat exchanger. We'll pull that out. What are we wagering? 0, half, or almost good?
0.
0. Good. Good. I'm on 0.
So you sure it's not good? Is that what you said? Check everything out with pretty.
Oh my. It is 0. 0 it is. So we need some anodes. That thing is like super clean. That right there is a miracle. I would not have expected that at all. Alright guys, this is day 3. Still staying in hotels. Day 2, basically just ran down a punch list of everything that needs to be done. A lot of boring stuff, a lot of hard work. Got the engines running. Really wasn't a big deal. They just needed some fresh batteries and they fired right up. No problem. They run great. I don't remember if I told you, but the boat was also kind of in the middle of a remodel, so there was a lot of new stuff on the boat, but not everything was hooked up. We had to get the aft cabin toilet going and get the shower going. So I ended up putting a new shower box in and a bilge pump in the rear, in the aft bilge. And while we were doing this, Afon's friend, Aaron, decided to take on the job of scraping the bottom. This was going to be like a 2-day ordeal to scrape the bottom of that boat. The bottom is really bad. I don't know if I got any actual pictures or footage of it, but there was 3 or 4 inches of mussels on the bottom of this boat from it sitting just for maybe a year without any attention. So today, I'm hoping we'll get the bottom job finished, wrap up some more knick-knack items on the boat, and get it moved to the marina. Because we are tired of these cheap hotels. They are awful. I think the one last night we stayed in was fine. It's awesome, but there was no vacancy, and it's getting close to the 4th of July. So we're gonna run to West Marine and Harbor Freight and all that good stuff first thing this morning and dinghy that stuff back to the boat. That's also getting very annoying. And wrap up some odds and ends and get this thing to the marina. Alright, so day 3. Today on the list to do, I have to get the midship bilge pump installed, get the aft cabin air conditioning installed, and my wife and her dad are gonna try to hot cut the mattresses to try to get them to fit properly in the beds. We got this bed and the one in the V-berth. They need to be trimmed down to fit. I didn't get much footage yesterday because we were just work. We have to get this stuff done. I can't spend a whole lot of time talking and filming and setting up cameras and stuff like that. But we did get all of the aft cabin bathroom accessories going yesterday, like the toilet, the shower, the sink. All the water stuff is working. They are still scraping the bottom of the boat. It's probably going to take them several more hours to get that done. However, we don't have a choice. We've got to take this boat to a marina today. The hotel fees are killing us, and it is such a pain in the rear end to dinghy from shore to here. And again, the reason why this boat is just anchored out here, there's really nowhere to dock around here still after the hurricane. This boat was docked in Sarasota Bay up to right after Helene. They didn't really get hit, but they got some surge water and wind and everything like that. They decided to close down that marina, kick everybody off the docks down there from what I was told, and they were completely redoing that entire marina. I think it was under new ownership or something. However, that left this boat and the Fawn more or less homeless with their boats, so they've been just anchoring down. His uncle started to get a little bit desperate to sell this boat, and that's the reason why we actually got it at a pretty decent deal. But however, I absolutely love this boat. I do. I genuinely love this boat. This is exactly what I'm looking for. All this little stuff that needs to be done to this boat is stuff I absolutely enjoy doing. I enjoy getting bilge pumps working, air conditioners working, water systems, yada yada yada. I love doing that stuff. That's why I like it. And I love these older boats because they're so much more roomier than all these modern cookie cutter bubbly boats, kind of like that cruiser's yacht we looked at. This boat is only a 43-foot boat, but it has like the cabin space and living areas of probably like a modern 50 or 60-foot boat. I will give you a tour of this boat. It's probably not worth it right now because I have just crap everywhere, but as soon as we get this thing over to the marina, I promise you a tour. All right, this is all on you. Get it right. You know how picky she is.
Yep. I drew the line, so if it's off, it's my fault.
That's the reason Greg run down in the hole. Hey, I gotta install this bilge.
I'm working in the bilge. This is y'all.
You're in your domain. This has nothing to do with you.
I'm in my domain. I know what I'm doing, theoretically. Alright, so while they're back there hot knifing the mattress, I'm gonna be putting this bilge pump in. It's a complete nightmare mess down there. All this old bilge hoses, like this thing is so bad with rotten hoses. It's just, oh my god. You know, most of it is bilge pump hoses, but this is kind of like what we're dealing with. I mean, that used to be a rubber hose. Woo! Look at this. Original 1987.
What anaconda is that?
Oh,
1987 anaconda.
looks like a big black turd. All right, a lot has happened since you've seen me last. We've been working like crazy, running around everywhere, trying to get stuff done. We're getting ready to move the boat. I got the bilge installed, lots of little things done, cleaned up, a little bit organized. What has happened major since you see me last was we had a bad storm come through and it drug both of these boats about 1/8 of a mile. And we weren't here when this happened. The Fawn was here. They ended up having to cut the anchor loose more or less on this boat. So now what we have to do, we have to go retrieve the anchor and the chain. They put a buoy on it to keep it floating so you can find it again. But that's what we're gonna have to do. But either way, we are going to fire this girl up and we're gonna take her to the marina tonight. We got her completely untied. Retrieving the anchor. All right, we couldn't find the buoy. And the sailboat guy actually got it from earlier, from the storm. And he hollered at us, says, "Hey, I got your anchor." Woo! I thought we were losing several hundreds, possibly thousands of dollars worth of anchors and chains. Got it. All right, super nice guy. Let's get this thing to the marina. Nervous of the bridge. It says 18 feet. We did take the arch down just in case. Made it through that bridge. Oh, hang on. I gotta move a dinghy. Alright, you can go sideways now. Go backwards. Dinghy's drifting. Woo. Jump on the dock. Alright, to cap off the end of day 4? Or is it 3? I don't know. I'm so tired. Oh, anyway, today we got the boat to the marina. That's what we wanted to do. I'm a nervous wreck. Big boat. Unfamiliar waters. I think I'll be fine, especially, you gotta excuse me, no shirt on. It's really hot. I don't have all the air conditioners going yet on this boat. I have 2 more to install. Anyway, I feel like I'll be comfortable with this boat, kind of getting it out of this area in this marina. This marina is extremely tight. I had to have a fawn get me in, like literally this much room in the front and this much room in the back on the dock we're on. Whew. So I'm probably gonna have to have him coach me out of here. I'm just not quite that comfortable with a boat this big. Even though this boat is like only maybe 10 feet longer than what I'm used to, the boat feels like a freaking giant. It feels like a 50-foot plus boat. Anyway, successful day. Only thing that is somewhat concerning is I have a raw water pump that's leaking a little bit, and both injector pumps leak a little bit of diesel fuel. I'm gonna try to limp it home this way and worry about everything when we get home. Outside that, the boat seems to be pretty jammed up. It fires right up and goes. Alright, day 4. We stayed on the boat last night and it was absolutely miserable. This one 10K air conditioning I have does not keep up at all. It might as well not even been on. So I'm gonna try to put this other 10K in the back. So a couple things. My toilet quit working, so now we gotta go back and fix that. The injection pumps on the engines leak a little bit of diesel fuel, and it makes the cabin kind of smell of diesel. I think we can still make it home that way, not a problem, but it's just gonna be another miserable thing. I literally have not slept in like 3 days, so if you could tell. And I'm feeling like I regret my decision on buying this boat, and I think it's mostly because I'm tired and there's just so much to do. It's just like every time I turn around there's something that needs to be fixed on it, something I didn't realize. It's just the way this stuff goes. Let's get some AC going at least, so we're at least comfortable on the boat. Alright, so one thing I found why it might be so hot in here, and it just, this 10K is not keeping up. It's freezing up. To make things a little more clear about the air conditioner units, I brought with me from home 2 10,000 BTU units. One is brand new and has almost 0 runtime on it. The other is a fairly new unit that came on the silver tin when I purchased it. That particular unit is the one I installed and is freezing up. However, there is a 16,000 BTU unit that came with the Marine Trader. It's brand new and never installed, and that's where we're going to put it, in place of the freezing unit. So I'm always in a hurry. I completely forgot my camera, so I'm using my cell phone, but we're here at Don's Marine. This place is like the boat junkyard, I don't know, heaven. Brand new windlass. We spent 5 days at Gulfport prepping the boat, working through toilet issues. We are still battling this Got my AIS radio, installing electronics, going, NEMA 2000 network, Garmin high-speed bus. This pizza looks eating good amazing. Food, doing laundry, engine maintenance, and we never got the onboard genset to run right. But it's okay, we got the old Predator. It's time to get this show on the water and get across the Gulf. All right, guys, here we are. It is the 4th of July. I think we're on day 8. And I want to call today pretty much done. This is the first time we've been done before it was dark. This is going to be our very last night at Gulfport, Florida, on the docks here in the Marina. Tomorrow we plan on running up to Clearwater area, which is about 40 miles from here. We're gonna fill up on fuel, and Sunday we are gonna do the Gulf crossing. I am stressed about the Gulf crossing, but not as stressed about the boat as I was probably like 5 days ago. Honestly, we've done so much work to this boat in like just these 8 days. It's amazing. I'll put a list of everything we fixed right here. I really wish I could have got a lot more footage. There was a lot more drama, a lot more emotion than you'll probably see in the video. I mean, it was stressful, it was happy, it was sad, it was like, really? And really the part that got us the worst was the toilet. Out of everything on this boat, the toilet was the most BS. It ended up really not being anything's fault. It was just the pipe was bad. We weren't using the right toilet paper. In the end, I hate that toilet. I still hate that toilet. It uses so much water. This thing has a 40-gallon black water tank on it. And supposedly it was emptied before those toilets were installed, and they were never used. So that means in like, I don't know, maybe 2 days worth of use, we filled it up. Man, they just suck so much water. So in the end, I still hate the toilets, and my wife does too. She hates the toilets in the camper, and these are worse. I hate the vacuum flush toilets, and I wish I had those right now. So anyway, we are gonna relax tonight. Priority number 1 was do the work need to be done, and priority 2 was trying to do any kind of filming, and we barely got to any priority 2. Oh, and to add, the dock that we're on now doesn't have power. I'm pretty upset about that, so we're having to run the old Predator just to keep the air conditioning going and the refrigerator and the batteries charged. Even though this Marina sells it, there's no gas, no diesel, and half the docks have electricity. And they made me move from over there to here because there's more boats coming in, and there's yet to get more boats over there. So whatever. We're out of here in the morning. We're out of here about 9 o'clock. We're gonna just cruise on over to Clearwater. So enjoy your 4th of July. We are definitely gonna try to enjoy it. And we will probably talk to you again tomorrow when we actually move the boat. That's when the excitement is gonna begin. Alright guys, today is a big day. We are gonna cruise this boat to Madeira Beach Marina and do the refuel, and then go from there to Clearwater. But we got the whole place kind of cleaned up, tidied up. It's Captain Ron. Alright, now that you're here, we can get the show on the road.
Oh yeah, on the road.
On the water. All right, we are moving. We are moving. topped off. All right, we made it to beautiful Clearwater, Florida. So, here we are in the rain. So my hair's all wet. We had to tie the boat up in the rain. It was pouring down as we backed into the slip. So that's it for today. We made it from Gulfport to Clearwater today. Filled it with diesel. Everything's great. Boat did just fine. Tomorrow is the big day. We're gonna cross the Gulf tomorrow. Leaving you right here. I'm tired. We're gonna go walk and get something food, and we're going to bed because we gotta get up early in the morning. Well, good morning, guys. It is like 4 a.m. and I just lost a generator just now. It ran out of fuel. And we're getting ready to do a golf crossing. So I'm gonna fill up the generator. Gotta check everything. And we're gonna try to head out and try to get this done. Okay. Well, at least I have a solution for you. All right, we are underway with Captain Athen up there at the helm. He's starting us out this morning. He knows these waters better than I do. Once we're out on the Gulf, we don't have to worry. All right, we're almost officially in the Gulf. Flying into a storm. Not too bad. We got some swells up front. This boat just takes them like a champ. We got some weather on the radar right here we're going through. See how far off the coast we've gone so far? This is a lot of fun. It is. This is actually fun. We are officially at our halfway point, and it is smooth as glass out there. A little over halfway in, we ran into some fueling problems. After checking the fuel levels, I discovered one tank was almost to overflow, while the other one was only about halfway full. I quickly grabbed my fuel transfer pump and started pumping from one tank to the other. After investigating the issue, I discovered there was one valve that was for the return that was turned off. This was causing both engines to return diesel to just the port side tank. I haven't drove as much as the other two. I'm just constantly making my rounds, checking everything, making sure it's good. I'm glad I did, because we had a fuel valve, return valve, that was shut, and it filled the starboard tank completely full, like almost overflowing full. You know, I unscrew the dipstick and it's just coming out. And the port side was probably a little lower than it needed to be. So I found the fuel return valves, and one was shut to the port side, and it was just sending all the fuel this way. Or at least that's what I'm assuming is what's happening. So there's really no reason why this tank should be over full. Anyway, we'll keep giving you updates. This is a 15-hour journey across the Gulf. My nerves are completely shot just thinking about things that could possibly go wrong. Scraping the purple window tint off the front windshield was definitely a good way to pass the time. My wife found that driving the boat was a good way to occupy her time. She probably drove about 80% of the way. successful trip across the Gulf. All right, we did it. We did it, we did it, we did it. We crossed the Gulf. 15 hours at between 10 and 11 miles an hour. We did it. After our incredibly long day going across the Gulf, finally made it to a marina in Carabelle, Florida called Sea Quarters. If you're ever in the area with your boat, I highly recommend it. The prices are excellent and it's in walking distance of a grocery store. Good day, everybody. We made it across the Gulf. I tried to do a we made it video yesterday, but the camera died. Today, we didn't really do a whole lot. We just kind of relaxed. The wife has to work. I am just doing little nitpicky things around here that I know that need to happen, like updating our Garmin system, trying to get the active captain to work. It is updating the upstairs one too. Trying to get that stuff to work the way I would like it to work, where I could just use the app on my phone to do the route guidance and just tell us where to go. And that will also work too when I finally get the autopilot installed on it. It will just kind of more or less guide you where you want to go with steering minimally, which was holy crap. Going across the Gulf, you have to be at the helm the whole time. That's what we're doing today, and tomorrow we are gonna come from Carabelle, where we're at now, to Panama City. So we're gonna go back out in the Gulf and do that route right there. All right, we are off to our next leg of the journey. We are going to Panama City from Carabelle. Slowly but surely, probably 10, 11 mile an hour. It's gonna be a long day because I'm the only one gonna be driving the boat because the wife has to work.
Okay, let me fill you in on a few things. Back in the beginning of part 2, my father-in-law had to leave back home the next day after we got to Gulfport. I got my friend Afan to come with us across the Gulf, but he had to leave as soon as we got to Carabelle. We stayed in Carabelle for a day just to catch up on some rest, provision, and do a few things to the boat, like this tarp bimini. After that, we were on our own to make the rest of the journey across the Panhandle of Florida to Alabama.
All right, feeling absolutely alive today. Flying up here on the bridge, going across the Gulf right off the coast. Today is the first day. I'm feeling absolutely wonderful since this whole journey. All right, the wind is really picked up. I had to take down my makeshift bimini, and I think I pretty much ruined it. But we got some white caps going on. We have some seas that are picking up pretty good. I'm 40 miles out of the destination, and we're just rocking and rolling. Just woo, woo. I'm getting salt spray on me. That's what it is.
After the southern point of the Panhandle, the seas got rough and the wife got sick. We never been happier to see Panama City.
And they are helping us dock the boat in the wind. Recap for today. I'm sunburnt. I want to take this moment to thank Sun Harbor Marina. The staff is super friendly and helpful. They helped us get our boat docked in the wind. They are also a American Great Loop Association sponsor. So if you're a member, they will give you a discount. It would be a great place to stop if you're on the Great Loop or if you're just in the area. They will soon have a very nice restaurant. They have a very nice laundry facility, and the marina itself is just remodeled and nice. So our crossing from Carabelle, Panama City, the Gulf, it was rough. The wind blew my makeshift bimini down, so then I got sunburnt. The wife got seasick. We lost internet connection. So I just went to West Marine to buy a Starlink, and I also bought a handheld because I don't have a radio up here, and I just like to know what's going on. You just need to have a radio. So that's our recap for today, which is Tuesday. I don't even know what day it is, like 10 something, I don't know. So that's where we're at, and we only use 60 gallons of fuel, which is actually really good. I think the boat averaged about 1.6, almost 1.7 miles to the gallon, which is like phenomenal. But anyway, that's what we got for today. Tomorrow, I think we're just gonna go from Panama City to Destin. And I don't know, we're almost to a different state after that. I got really no footage that night we were in Panama. I spent that evening Ubering around town, getting supplies we needed, including the Starlink. And then, of course, I spent the rest of the evening setting it up. Guys, next leg of the trip, we're going from Panama City to Destin. It's about 60 miles by water. I didn't really want to go super far today, just tired. And we are going the ICW today instead of going out to the ocean. I think we're done with the ocean. So that's our plans for today. Are in the middle of the ICW up the river, going up between Panama and Destin. So you can see on the, that's what we're dealing with. We're several miles. When we got to Destin, we stayed at a marina called Two Georges. I happened to spot this very minty Silverton 322 while I was there. Look familiar? We stayed there just long enough to do a little bit of maintenance and then get up the next day and head down the ICW. Next stop is Homeport Marina, just north of Gulfport. Another day of cruising. We're just the intercoastal line of our beach, just east of Pensacola. We're going to make it all the way to a place called Lulu's. It's a hometown marina, and the place called Lulu's is a restaurant, and it's owned by Jimmy Buffett's sister. So a lot of people recommend it, and we are 49 miles away, running at 10.3 miles an hour. So roughly 5 hours still to get there. Just trawler life, slow and steady. We made it to Lulu's, aka Hometown Marina, Homeport Marina. we're gonna go in and get some food. I am like super tired. I think tomorrow is, from what it sounds, it's gonna be our last day of traveling on this leg. If we can make it from here to Mobile at the top, where we're out of hurricane's path, that's like the main goal for this whole first leg. I need to get this boat out of hurricane waters and go home for a little while, because we are dead tired. Into Alabama and we're at Lulu's eating some shrimp, drinking some beer, just relaxing for a minute. I feel so much better just getting off the boat for a while. Alright, Lulu's hit the spot. It was definitely a good stop on the way home for sure.
Can't get you out of my mind. I think right now you are sick of talking. Can't get you out of my mind. And I know we're hanging on to something. I can't get you out of my mind. 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 Can't get you out of my mind.
Guys, here it is. Day 14 with the boat. Be 15 if you count the first day of travel. So our plans are, we're going to take this thing to Mobile Bay and we're going to dock it for a few weeks and go home. We are exhausted, like absolute, just tired mentally, physically, getting homesick. So it's just been go, go, go every single day. You get up, you do system checks, look at everything, you make coffee, make breakfast, untie the boat, fire up the generator, and go. And then you go until the evening time, like 5, 6 o'clock, and then you get to the marina, you tie it up, you look at everything again, kind of figure out what you got to do for the next day, eat, and then it's just time to go to bed. So we've been doing that for 14 days straight. We never had a real break. We took one day, we just kind of took off. I kind of took it off. The wife still had to work. So yeah, we just need a break. No, this is not making us not want to do the loop, because when we do the Great Loop, we're going to be going for a few days or a day, and then we're going to stop for a few days and enjoy ourselves. This, we're not getting a chance to enjoy ourselves at all. So that's pretty much the update of what we're doing, and we'll probably most likely see you in Mobile. So we finally made it to Mobile Bay. Today's going to be a short day. We're going to go take this thing to a marina close to the top of the bay and leave the boat and go home for a little while. Quite honest with you, coming across Mobile Bay is a little confusing. It's not impossible by any means. You come in through the ICW and then you need to go up, and the transition is, I don't know, I mean, you gotta go way south, and then there's not any real clear markings once you get to the point of where you need to go north. And there's a lot of oil rigs and stuff out here all over the place, and you just don't know I don't know how close you're not supposed to get to them and stuff like that. I've never done this. I'm just doing my best judgment. I use binoculars and got my charts going, trying to get back to the navigation channel. The chart plotter actually had me going like directly across with no channel markers, and looking at the chart it looked kind of shallow, and it might have been fine, but like I said, I don't know these waters, and that's the last thing I want to do is be like way out in the middle of this bay and run aground and have some issues. So I'm trying to play it as safe as possible. I see the main channel ahead of me now, so I'm going to be back on track here in a little bit, but I could have most likely cut across the bay like it wanted me to do initially and save an hour or an hour and a half. I'd rather just play it safe, like I said, and cut in. Here we are, another probably 3 hours of our journey. This place is called the Grand Mariner, and it's just a little rustic place. It's nothing fancy at all. I love it. It's right up my alley. It's not big fancy yacht club stuff. It's just some basic on the water docking. I'm down here at this marina, and this is like totally my speed. Everything here is just old and they're very country, and bought a dinghy crane off a junk boat, off this old sport fish for like 400 bucks. So I'm as happy as a clam. Get ourselves into, I bought a used crane off a old crappy boat over here, and now we are taking it to our crappy boat right through here. I got my tool stuck in the pole trying to get the dinghy crane pole part of it out, and I'm just gonna deal with it when I get back. I'm in a car to go home, and for some reason this parking lot just reminds me of planes, trains, and automobiles. Oh, it's our last stop. We're packing up, getting ready to go home. Pouring down rain. Mobile, Alabama. So we are gonna hop in the car and head home. I need to shave my face. We are tired. This has been a heck of an adventure. And we are gonna pick it back up here in a couple weeks. So that's probably all the fun video I have for now. Another rental car moment. Alright, we have made it to the Grand Mariner, and we're gonna go check out our boat. We've let it sit here for a month, so let's hope it's still floating. I love this rain. Tool's still stuck in the pole. Well, here she is, how we left it. Shed some light on the Grand Mariner. I didn't really get to do that in the last video because we were just tired and we just had a one-track mind, which is get back home. So this place is pretty nice, especially for the price. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like fancy, but everybody's nice here. The restaurant is to die for. Feel right at home here. One thing we had to do before this next leg of the journey was fix some diesel leaks. I ordered a pump seal kit and brought it from home.
We resealed the governor cap on both engines, as that's where all the leaking was coming from. After we got the pumps reassembled, we gave the bilge a thorough cleaning. Man, this thing was an absolute mess. Anything we could do to try to keep the boat from smelling like diesel fuel. We probably used close to $300 worth of exorbitant pads to try to soak up all the diesel fuel. We used extra caution, so none of it actually ended up in the ocean. Time to get this old girl pumped out and fueled up to make the next 130 miles. The owner of the Grand Mariner was rather impressed how I handled this 45-foot boat at the gas dock. Yeah, I was a little flattered.
Hi, it's finally a sunny day, and we're still here at the Grand Mariner. I really like this place. We're gonna come back. The restaurant is freaking awesome. Again, this is the Grand Mariner. I found out they are the Great Loop AGLCA sponsorship. I think I said that right. So yeah, if you're in this area, it cost me only about $800 to dock the boat here for a month. So you got really good, reasonably priced docking. The restaurant is phenomenal. Super nice folks. They'll help you out any way that you can. If you need the boat pulled for any reason, they got all the equipment here with a travel lift to pull a boat. They're super willing to work with you. They're not like some of these super go high dollar marinas to have that kind of work done. So keep this place in mind. I almost would be willing to travel back down here just to get my boat pulled. Next stop is going to be Bobby's Fish Camp. I'm going to leave you off here. We got to go into town, run some errands. We're just going to go to bed because we're tired. We're going to get up in the morning, and we got about 100-mile trek. So stay tuned.
This is the SS United States. If you haven't heard, she was docked in Philadelphia, and for financial reasons, they decided to tow it to Mobile. Here, they're going to prep it for sinking, and it will become a reef near Destin in 2026. Once you get out of Mobile, there is nothing, and I mean nothing, until the first lock. also hit the start of the barge traffic. This was just one of many. After around 130 miles, we finally made it to the Coffeyville Lock. I wanted to share our experience much better than this, but unfortunately, my primary camera had a setting that was wrong and all the footage just didn't get captured correctly. After this, we made it to Bobby's Fish Camp, which was only about a mile and a half on the left, right up the river. This is Bobby's Fish Camp. I'm not gonna lie, this place is rather expensive. However, I am absolutely not complaining and neither should you. He just has to charge what he needs to charge to keep this place running. It is the only stopping point between Demopolis and Mobile. If he wasn't here, it'd make things extremely difficult for people that either have not very much fuel capacity or somebody like me who has a very slow boat. There are virtually no anchorages between here and Mobile. So please, if you're coming through this area, give your support and stay here or buy gas from him or something. We need to keep him here. The other thing I need to improve on this boat is the way we check the fuel. The only way I can check the fuel is with these dipsticks right here. And it's really hard to see on that thing. We're managing, but it needs to be improved. Barges just simply amaze me how that thing will float with a big pile of rocks on it. What's more amazing is there's going to be two of them coming together. There's another one way off in the distance. And he's fixing to rock and roll. That's what we're filling with fuel. Whoa! Jeez. Good thing we tied this thing up good. We weren't awake already, we definitely are now. We are on our way. Just left Bobby's Fish Camp. You'll see it right down there. We untied and head out, got fueled up. It's gonna be hot today. It was very nice yesterday. It was low humidity, mid 80s. You could not ask for any better. According to the weather, it is supposed to be 100% humidity today in the mid 90s. So we may end up moving downstairs into the air conditioning, I don't know. But we are on our way to Demopolis. I need to call the Marina yet and see if they have a space for us. If not, we'll just anchor somewhere. 95 miles from Bobby's Fish Camp to Demopolis. And we should be getting there 6 o'clock-ish. So, another boring day on the river. It's actually not too bad when you're here in person, just kind of soaking it in. So, that's one thing. It's boring for video, but when you're here in person, just looking at the riverbanks and the birds and the wildlife, it feels good. It feels right. You can't wait to get up the next morning and just head out. It's very soothing and therapeutic. So I'm sure I'll get some snapshots from here, but we will see you in Demopolis. All right, this is gonna be a little interesting. We need to overtake a barge that's 6 wide. I'm sorry, we need to overtake a barge that's 3 wide. He's got 8. And we have another one coming at us. So it's always best to be in contact with them to see what exactly they want me to do. The commercial vessels have priority. So sometimes you may just have to stop and wait or something like that, but I'm just talking to David Cooper Jr., the barge in front of us, to see what he wants us to do.
This is Skylark right behind you, David Cooper. I'd slow down. I'm just gonna wait for your command for us to pass. Looks like we have another barge coming at us.
This is one of those moments that got extremely hectic. Not only there's 2 large barges I'm having to dodge, it starts pouring down rain.
It's pouring down now.
What made things even worse, I ran downstairs to try to drive from the downstairs helm, but the windshield cover was still on, and I also don't have any working windshield wipers. I then had to run back upstairs to the bridge and just tough out the rain.
I got a call for the guys up here. And rain, I didn't get cut off. And I am soaking wet. Alright, we also got another pleasure craft coming our way. Trying to by as quick as I can. All I got is 10 miles.
Talk about some serious mixed emotions here. As the other pleasure craft has passed us, I realized it was Captain Paul. He's another famous YouTuber. His channel is No Regrets Lifestyle. I'm mad, sad, and happy all at the same time.
Is that Captain Paul? I watch you on YouTube. How about that? You too, I appreciate it. Alright, that was a big ball of chaos. Okay, so we had one barge we were tailing, one barge coming this way, and we had to make a pass, pouring down rain. All at the same time, I passed by Captain Paul. I watch his YouTube on No Regrets Lifestyle. So, a lot of mixed emotions right there. Just excitement and drama and everything else. So, I got Jimmy's at the helm right now. I gotta dry off. I am soaking wet from all that. Never fails. Boy, that was a moment. Finally got in some dry clothes. The sun came back out. Didn't really expect to see a whole lot of action on the river, but holy crap, that was 3 barges. Another pleasure boat, and a whole bunch of rain all at once. But while I was bored, I went ahead and removed my broken windshield so we look a little less hillbilly, even though we are looking like Beverly Hillbillies with the crane and all that piled up and the Harbor Freight generator. Oh yes, hey, we are a pleasure vessel heading your way. We are about maybe 4 miles out, and we just want to see if we can request a lock through.
Yeah, I'm watching the whole mountain right now.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, we'll probably be there in 20 minutes or so, maybe 30 minutes. This is Skylark. I called you a little bit earlier on the phone. Pleasure vessel heading north. Just checking in with you. Just let me know what I need to do.
Yeah, right. Once I get this one up, I'm gonna turn it back around.
10-4. I'll just wait for your signal. Alright, we have a barge in the lock, so we're just gonna have to wait on them. He said probably like 20 minutes or so. So this is the Demopolis locking dam, block number 2. This time during the day. Alright, that was the second lock. Next stop, Kingfisher Marina. Made it into Demopolis, into Kingfisher's Bay, I think is the name of this marina. Anyway, it's a pretty nice marina, especially along the Tombigbee. They got a courtesy car here, which we're getting ready to use so we could go into town and pick up some food. Trying to take advantage of restaurants when we can, because I think the next few days are probably going to be on anchor, possibly. So here we are. One heck of a day. Wasn't quite as long, but had some hectic experience out there with the barges and the rain. Anyway, we will see you tomorrow when we leave this marina. Alright, we are now leaving Demopolis. That was a nice marina. Kingfisher Bay. Had a courtesy car, super nice people, super nice folk. Recommend it. Of course, there's not many options, but I do recommend it. Next stop, we're going to Pickersville Lake is where we're going. I think we have one lock, and then we're going to anchor out tonight. Another 88-mile journey, and we will see you there. The crazy thing about going down these rivers, you just really don't know what kind of scenery you're going to get around every corner. This is the first time we've seen a whole bunch of big rock of some kind. I don't know what it is, but it's pretty cool looking. You would think it's boring going down these rivers, but it's really not. Just run into this, a barge coming right around the bend. Good thing we caught it and slowed down, or we got here just in time. We could have hit them. Two barges side by side. It wasn't just one. They are taking up the entire river. We just gotta stay clear of them, stay out of their way. Man, that is amazing. You just gotta be careful going around this the Tombigbee Waterway. I mean, you just gotta be on your A game every time you come around these corners. You just never know. Like, if we were probably an eighth of a mile closer to this bend, we could have hit them. AIS, I think, is the most important to have on these waterways. You can see them right here. If we didn't see them on the AIS, it could have been disastrous. Here's another one coming right at us. See him out here on the AIS, so we're gonna slow down, get out of his way. It's amazing on how they maneuver these things. Look at that. We're looking for this little cove right here for sure. Woo! They ain't lying when you gotta say watch out for barge traffic on the Tombigbee. A lot of y'all have probably done the Tombigbee many, many times. This being my first time, or watching this video. AIS is kind of important on this river. That's the second barge we ran into in a bend. Never a dull moment. AIS stands for Automatic Identification System. My current AIS setup only receives, it does not transmit. The receiver is built into my VHF radio. It sends it through the network to the chart plotter. Since other vessels cannot see me, I try to be mindful and radio in to let them know I'm there. I was wrong earlier. We have two locks we're going through, so this is the Howell-Heflin lock. So we're just gonna come in and get rows up and go right through.
get turned around.
Thank you very much, Lockmaster. We'll see you on the way back.
Yes, sir. Be on your big adventure to big.
Super nice guy. This Lockmaster here just kind of made our day. We sat there and chit-chatted with him for a few minutes while we were tied up in the lock. Like I said, you just never know what you're gonna get every day. Last lock for the day. It's the Tombigbee lock, and we are tired. Once we get through this, we're just gonna anchor out for the rest of the day.
Is it like 15 feet?
It's 14 feet. We have some air conditioner problems, of course, and something, I've been testing it with a meter, trying to figure out what went wrong, and the air conditioner will come on, but the seawater pump will not come on. The board on the air conditioner is not giving the 120 volt output to turn on the seawater pump. I don't know, something failed on the board. This is a brand new air conditioner. People thoroughly warned me about staying away from these brands, and now I believe them. This thing is a piece of shit. Buy a Dometic or a Cruise Air or something. Stay away from these Westboroughs or whatever they're called, the FCF units. They're just Chinese garbage. So anyway, that's just my rant because I'm mad at this thing. What I did is I just jumpered the pump to 120 volts with the breaker on the thing just so we can get water flow, and now it's up and running and operating. So when I get home, I'll just take this thing out and throw it in the damn lake and go get me a I'm just kidding, I'm not gonna do that. So anyway, we are here at the Pickensville recreational area, anchored out, and we are gonna make us some food, some dinner. We're tired, just sleep tonight, and tomorrow we're gonna be going to Columbus, Mississippi. So that's what we're at, and that's what we're doing. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning from Aliceville Lake. Our next stop is Columbus, Mississippi, which is going to be a short run today. We're only going to be going about 27 miles in one lock. We stayed on anchor last night. It was great. We just hung out on the back deck. Very peaceful. But today when we get to the marina, we're just going to do some chores. It's time to do laundry and clean and a little bit of relaxation because we've been go, go, go. This is what, day 6? We have arrived at the Columbus Dam. I'm not sure exactly what we're gonna do here. So we have a barge right behind us we overtook, and he's needing to get through too, but they talked about putting us in there with him. So this may be interesting as well. Doing this, like, once you're over the nervousness about it and anxiety and all that, this is actually a lot of fun. What do you think so far?
We had pretty good luck with the lock. We got stuck waiting.
Yeah, we actually have. We have waited for one lock.
Yeah.
And this one, they just squeeze us right in. They are talking us into the marina right now. For those who have never been to Columbus Marina, there is a very specific way you need to enter. If it's your first time, I strongly recommend having them talk you in.
Yeah, Skipper, you see that green right in front of you. Make sure you take it on your port side. And Captain, you should see plenty of water between there and here. We talked about a little bit of a draft restriction, but it's right in front of our fuel dock, and we've got it marked. You'll see two little red and green markers up here, just as you enter the marina, where you have our shallow area. But from where you are now over to here, you'll be fine.
This is Columbus Marina. They have laundry, fuel, and a courtesy car. Also, the town of Columbus is a perfect place to provision and get what you need. There's a great selection of restaurants here. We ate at a place called Zachary's. Definitely a good call. Then it was off to Walmart. Well, that concludes another day on the Tombigbee. We're just going to stay here at the Columbus Marina tonight. We got here about 3 o'clock and we're just going to relax. We did some laundry. I got a big day tomorrow. I think there's going to be several locks. I'm not sure. It's a half a day of relaxing and we will see you tomorrow. The thing about this Columbus Marina right here, it's very, very shallow coming in, and you got to go between these two little buoys or little channel markers and approach it very slowly. It's only like 5 feet deep right here. I really don't know how this guy gets in here without hitting ground, but this one here, Columbus Marina, call them on channel 9 and they will talk you in. I strongly recommend doing that. You'll never get it on your own. So the Columbus Marina has a lot going for it. They're friendly, they got a courteous car. The town's just really not that far away. Lots of restaurants, 2 grocery stores, a harbor freight. It's a good stop if you need to get any supplies or anything like that along the Tombigbee. Get it here in Columbus. This is probably the last good stop if you're going south until Mobile. Demopolis had a little bit, but not like what Columbus has. I think it's like a town of 20 or 25,000 people, something like that. So if you're watching this video sooner than later and you are wanting to come down the Tombigbee, this particular lock right here in Columbus is going to be closed. It was September 3rd to October 3rd, 2025. So if you're watching this video after that date, then disregard. Be sure to avoid the area between September 3rd and October 3rd, or at least time your travels appropriately. So next stop is Midway Marina. We have 58 miles to go from Columbus to Midway. However, we have several locks to go through. I'm hoping we can make it there in one day. We'll see. Jammer right there, holy crap. But that's not the worst one I've seen by far. We're trying to do a little bit of planning here. Our initial plans were to make it to Midway, so I have a little handy chart for the locks and marinas on the Tombigbee. Initially, we're thinking about making it to Midway, but we might make it there really early. And if that's the case, it's only like, how many miles? About 18, 19 miles to get to Bay Springs Marina. But we have 3 more locks to go through. So we may risk it and just try to go all the way to Bay Springs, because if we do that, we have no more locks. We've got all through all of them until the Tennessee River. So we're gonna play this by ear and see what happens. Again, lots of debris. It's one thing that's kind of challenging on the rivers. Around this guy. All right, that was the Glover Wilkins lock. And I think we've made the executive decision to just knock out all the rest of the locks today on the Tombigbee. That way we just kind of got a clear shot to the Tennessee tomorrow. Lock after lock after lock. This is Rankin Lock. Try not to bore you too much with locking, but that's about all there is of this section of the Tombigbee. Now we are coming up on Montgomery Lock, and it looks identical to the last lock. All right, the next lock is the Jamie Whitten Lock, formerly the Bay Springs Lake Lock. It is 84 feet high. It is the 4th highest lock that is a single lift in the United States. So it's a big one. This thing is huge. Look at these doors. So this one is definitely a rough ride. Tie up your boat really good. Don't come in too hot. The waves will come back and forth. I've noticed that happen to us. That one was a little rough, I ain't gonna lie. We are on to the marina, the Bay Springs Marina. That's where we're gonna dock tonight. And we're tired. This is a long day. This is a good trek. So we'll be on the Tennessee tomorrow, hopefully. It will feel really good to make that milestone. That is it for the locks on the Tombigbee. Tomorrow we're gonna finish up just the last part of the river and we'll be on the Tennessee, and I just can't wait. That's just one step closer to home. All right, we are leaving Bay Springs Marina. It was a pretty pleasant stay. Great marina, clean facilities. Definitely recommend it. This is a nice lake, this Bay Springs Lake or whatever it's called. I can't remember. This is a very nice lake. This is the nicest water since probably Gulf Shores, to be honest. You know, all the waterways up through the Tombigbee are kind of murky and muddy. They're probably just kind of stirred up from the barges and water flow and everything else. But this lake here is actually clear. You can see maybe 3 feet down, which is surprising. And I look at other people's vlogs and YouTubes and everything else about the Great Loop, and the Tombigbee Waterway is really kind of one of the least talked about waterways, and it presents its own challenges. So even though we're not doing the Great Loop right now, We did a good chunk of it, and I'm hoping that this video will help people out going through the Tombigbee. Going down the man-made canal part of the Tombigbee. So this is like the last section of it going north, or the first section going south. And it's just pretty easy going, easy to navigate, nothing weird about it. It is what it is.
Major diesel leak over here. We probably spent the last almost hour trying to fix it. One of the new O-rings blew out on it. It's still leaking, but probably no worse than it was when we crossed the Gulf. So we're just going to call that fixed. And we'll fix it when we get home. I don't know what else to do.
You want to show them your shoes?
I had to make special booties to get down to the nasty bilge.
Grand Harbor Marina. It's actually a really nice marina. Just look at it. I mean, it looks like something you'd see in Florida, right here in the middle of Alabama, Mississippi, and Tennessee tri-state area. We were projecting to stay there when we were downriver, closer to Mobile, but the way things are lining up, it's just best if we go all the way to Florence today. All right, here we are, the Tennessee River, from St. Petersburg to the Tennessee River. Still not quite home yet, but we are on our own river. So where we're at is right here, still at the mouth of the Tombigbee, and this is the lower Picklewick. We have 40 more miles until we're in Florence to the Marina. And unfortunately tonight is not going to be a relaxing night, because I'm going to have to go down there and try to get that injector pump to quit leaking so bad. It was leaking about the way it is now, and I went to go try to tighten some stuff up and play with some stuff, and man, I made it pour. So we had to shut down that engine, only run it on one engine while I pretty much took it all back apart, and now I just got it back to where it was leaking before. So, old boat problems. I am so sick of diesel problems. I noticed the boat's listing now, so now we need to transfer some fuel.
This has been an ongoing problem the entire journey. I am yet to figure out why the tanks do not distribute the fuel correctly. This Amazon fuel pump has definitely earned its keep on the boat.
Alright, we are in the Florence Harbor Marina. Finally made it up here. I tried getting some video footage of us coming in, but the camera died. Anyway, what we have to do before we go any farther is we have to fix that diesel leak. It is very bad. We limped in here well, not really limped, but it just leaked all the way in here really bad. Now I have a bilge full of diesel that we need to dispose of, and no, I'm not going to just dump it into the river, so don't worry about that. I think what we're going to do is I'm going to suck it up on my transfer pump, and I'm going to put it in the front fuel tank. There's 3 tanks on this boat. And the front one is not being used right now. I don't know if there's a problem with it or what, but that's just where I'm going to put it. And then I'm just going to clean it out later. The diesel that's in it is very nasty, so I don't think it's going to hurt anything, just sucking some of this off the bilge and just putting it in there. So anyway, let's get to it. Let's fix this leak. I think it's one of the crush washers that goes to the injector line. Alright, so it's almost 10:30 and I got most of the diesel leak fixed. You've seen how it was pouring out. It is now just a kind of a drip, 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 which I'm okay with. We'll make it home. We only have 2 more days. The part that I really wish I would have got on camera, I dropped a tiny spring and a tiny pin down in the bilge. Could not find it. I finally found it. It was underneath the starter, but I had to have a magnet to get it out. If I would have had one of those little antenna magnet things, I could have got it right out. I don't have one. So the MacGyver in me made something work. So needed a magnet. I got my needle nose and I went up on the bridge and got the old VHF that no longer works and just ripped it apart, got the speaker magnet out of it, and then broke a chunk off the magnet, put it in my needle nose, and pulled it right out where it needed to go. I want to say the wife and the father-in-law were truly impressed, but because I guess if you're gonna be stuck at sea, be stuck with me. So I need to plan my trip yet. I don't even know exactly where we're going tomorrow. Probably either Decatur or Huntsville, something like that. We will see you tomorrow. I'm very tired. Alright, this is the cool part about doing YouTube, is sometimes you run into other followers. This is actually the first time this has happened to me. So a guy that is transient docked in front of ours, he's got a Plucka Bomb, which is a really cool boat. And if you go back in some vintage junk and treasures, you'll see this Plucky Bomb 67. Anyway, he invited us over to come take a look at his boat, so that's what we're gonna do.
This is Randy, the captain of the Plucka Bomb. This 2004 Plucka Bomb is like super mint and very well cared for being a 2004. Unfortunately, we just do not have the time to give a full tour on this video. I'll do my best to put a tour together in a future video.
Alright, we are northbound and we are approaching Wilson Lock, which was pretty much right out of the marina. This is the highest lift lock east of the Rockies. It lifts up to 100 feet, so this one is going to be really big. I thought the other one might have been one of the biggest ones. It is one of the biggest ones. It was the 4th biggest one, but this one is the biggest one east of the Rockies. So Wilson Lock is basically 2 locks. You got the big main chamber, and then you got the small auxiliary chamber. The auxiliary chamber is like a double stack tandem. So you go in one, go up, and then you go up again. But the big one I think is a single lift.
I think one of the most underrated or overlooked superstructures of the United States, or the world rather, is these lock systems on these rivers. I mean, it's just simply amazing on how much engineering and concrete and construction, depths, everything that have been put into these things to build them and make them here. And not only that, how old they are. The one
not this particular chamber, but the chamber next to us is right at 100 years old. Just like that, we are up. We are now on Wilson Lake. Next stop is Decatur. And another lock. This is Wheeling Lock. This is what the name of this lock is here. We finally made it to Wheeler Lake. This will be the last lake for the day. We're going to stop in Decatur. They got to our first TVA nuke plant. This is Brown's Ferry. TVA, and which stands for Tennessee Valley Authority, and the Tennessee River are very famous about their nuke plants. Have been burning very clean and have been very successful for 50 years now, about. Have a fuel transfer problem. But wait, there's more. My Amazon fuel transfer pump crapped out. Surprise. So when we went into town to get stuff to do the oil or the diesel fuel leak, bought me another one from Harbor Freight. So let's see if Harbor Freight is better than Amazon. It's a lot stronger, but it's a bigger pump. Good morning from Decatur, Alabama. Oh, less than 200 miles to go home. We stayed in a Marina last night, or still in it right now. It's called Riverwalk. I'll be honest, the place is pretty run down. The restaurant is closed. Looks like it's been closed. The bathhouse is closed because it had a fire. The hoses for the fresh water, the valves are frozen, busted open. But two good things about this marina. We had power, no problem, and it was cheap. It was super cheap. It was $1 per foot. So yeah, you might want to complain about everything, but it's better than being on anchor right here in the river. So yeah, for $43 we had a dock to tie to and free power, so you cannot complain about that, and got a good night's sleep. So anyway, we are gonna head to Guntersville today. I don't know exactly how far we're gonna make it up Guntersville Lake, but we're gonna go as far up the lake as we can possibly go, and hopefully tomorrow we'll be getting home. That's what our ultimate goal is. So let's get this old girl fired up and start getting her on our way. I'd also like to mention we got to meet up with my sister while she was on business in Huntsville for the week. Talking about some amazing timing. Alright, here we are. We're on Wheeler Lake still, but we're kind of upriver where it's kind of a river, you know, kind of up the lake far enough where it's just like a river. Today is very overcast and drizzly. I'm hoping we won't run into a problem, We got a lot of rain back home. A lot last night and yesterday, apparently. Chattanooga is flooded. They shut down interstates, the mall area, East Ridge, Tennessee, all that. They just got flooded really bad. I'm looking through Facebook and everybody's posting pictures of cars floating around and everything else. Now, why that presents a problem for us is the Tennessee River is basically the drainage ditch. So, I don't know. I know it was a lot of rain all at once, but I don't know if it was enough rain to cause a problem on the rivers. I guess we won't know until we get there. But obviously, we're still around Huntsville right now, so any kind of water that was way upriver hasn't made its way this way at all, and it probably won't for several days. But we are going that direction, and I'm thinking by the time we make it up there, it's probably going to meet us in the river part. Maybe not. The only thing I'm really worried about is currents and log jammers. So just bear with us and see what happens. We're gonna anchor out tonight on Guntersville Lake. We are really trying hard to get home tomorrow. All right, we are rain-Xing the windshield since my windshield wipers are non-existent, and we are coming into a storm. I hear lightning and thunder, and it looks like right around this bend is when the rain's gonna start. So we did this just in time. Boy, we did that in the nick of time, like literally as soon as we walked in, the raindrops are starting on the windshield. So, probably here in a few minutes, we're gonna be driving down here for probably the first time the whole trip. Well, here it comes. We've already started driving down here. It's lots of lightning and thunder, and now here comes the rain. I got the radar going. You can see we're coming into the weather pretty hard right up ahead. This is the second major rainstorm we've hit on this whole journey. We've been on this journey for 11 days, and at least this one I get the luxury of being at the lower helm. The last one I was upstairs, and I'm not doing that again. We are in the Guntersville lock now, tied up and ready to go up. This is the last of 3 locks. Woo! So happy. We just stopped and refueled at Guntersville Marina, and now we are going to drive another 38 miles to our anchorage and go out there, anchor out, and probably eat some dinner, get up early in the morning, and hopefully make it all the way back to Chattanooga and put this boat in its new home. I am so tired. I can't stress to you how tired I am. All right, so the rain has finally cleared up, and it is turning into a nice day out here on Guntersville Lake. We only have about 30 more miles till our anchorage. This is going to be the last night for us to stay on the boat, hopefully. It's kind of bittersweet. We're all tired and just really want to go sleep in our own beds, but then again, the journey's been a lot of fun, and I can't wait to do something like this again. It's moments and days like this today that make it to where I'm gonna be kind of sad to not be on the trip anymore. It was rain and crap earlier today, and now it's just super nice and super pleasant. The temperature is great. We will adventure again. So one thing about the Tennessee River that most people know, especially that live around the Tennessee River, is there's a lot of nuclear power plants. One particular plant, you can see the wires going to right here. This is the Bellefonte nuke plant. It was never put online. It never received any nuclear fuel or anything like that. Rumors had it was about 90% complete. I couldn't really find the confirming numbers, but construction was halted in 1988. The reason why was for multiple reasons. The demand for power wasn't quite there. Construction costs skyrocketed, and their building permits expired. And rumor has it, it was because of a act for no more nuke plants or something like that. I don't know how true that is. They were gonna try to get it back online, or work on getting it online in 2005. But after surveys and everything else, they decided it was just not worth the cost. I don't know what the state of it is gonna be for its future or anything like that, but it's still standing there. It's just a brand new nuke plant that was never used, just decaying away. We finally made it to our anchorage called Coon Creek right off of Guntersville Lake. The scenery was absolutely breathtaking. If you were planning on taking a Chattanooga side trip on the Great Loop, this is one of those moments that I would strongly recommend it. It just does not get much better than this. Well, good morning from Guntersville Lake still this morning in a slough with a awesome view. Today is our last day of travel. Hopefully I don't jinx it, but let's get this ship underway. This is such an amazing spot. I'd hate to leave here this morning. I wish I could just hang out here for another couple days. If anybody is looking for this anchorage, it is called Coon Creek. I don't know the mile marker exactly. It's upriver a little bit from the new plant that is not active. So, Coon Creek. We are officially in Tennessee. The boat has made it to Tennessee.
I look out across the water. I smell the song. I feel the breeze. But in my heart I hear the calling of my old home, Tennessee.
Alright, this is just one of those damn it moments. We're so close from being home. And we got to the Nickajack Dam, which is the second to the last lock we have to go through. And I called them for a lock through, and they are closed until 4 o'clock. They have maintenance issues that they're having to take care of. You can see the crane in the lock right now. They're having to fix a valve. So he said it's gonna be about 4 o'clock before we can get locked through, which means typically at 58 more miles to being home, or a 58 more mile day, we probably wouldn't make it the rest of the day, but I think being this close to home, if we get to like downtown Chattanooga, close to dark or dusk, we're just gonna go ahead and power through because we'll be on our own lake where we know the waters very well. So we were hoping to be there at like 4 o'clock, so we're probably gonna end up being there close to like 9 o'clock, something like that maybe. I don't know, we'll see. And on another note, we had one shift cable starting to give up. Like, I went to go shift it into neutral and it wouldn't go, and the cable got hung up, and I think it's just time for a new cable. So while we're limping this thing home, got the diesel leak, got the cable issue now. As long as it can make it another 50 miles, we could doctor up this old girl and get her up to date on maintenance. Well, I guess we're forced to enjoy ourselves in the water while the lock is closed for nearly 5-6 hours. Alright, they got us a little bit early, about 10-15 minutes. We're going in, so we're gonna go ahead and pull the anchor. And I already yelled at all these fellows out here and they're all excited. We're just waiting out here for hours, man. Woo. Alright, here we go. We're on Nickajack Lake. This is the second to the last reservoir. We gotta get on to Chickamauga, and that's our home lake. Alright, so coming up is Hales Bar Dam. It's actually no longer in service. It's not even a dam. Most of it has been demolished. The only thing that remains is the old powerhouse. It's one of the oldest dams on the Tennessee River, or what was the oldest dam. They started building it in 1905 and it was completed in 1913. Since the beginning of construction, it's always been a problem. They've had issues with the foundation of the dam right from the get-go. It's went over budget. Legend has it the dam is haunted. The reason why it went out of service is they had a problem with the foundation of it leaking, and it went out of service sometime around the 60s, and it was replaced with Nickajack Dam, which we just went through. Now the legend is why it's haunted is they built it on Indian burial grounds. So if you believe in superstition, then there you go. That's been its problem since the get-go. But documented, it has had foundation problems since the get-go. So only thing that remains today is just the powerhouse. And during the month of October, they actually give haunted tours of it, so it's actually a pretty cool thing to see. But it's just an interesting piece of Tennessee River history. All right, we are now starting to enter what they call the River Gorge. And this is a gorge between two mountains, Raccoon Mountain and I think Suck Creek. They call it the mini Grand Canyon of the East. It's very scenic. It's definitely one of those worth the side trip to Chattanooga if you're on the loop. Videos and photos, they can't really capture the true beauty of the River Gorge on the Tennessee River. It's a must-see yourself. It's a real treat. about some really cool infrastructures, mega structures on the Tennessee River. This is the Raccoon Mountain Reservoir. You can see way at the top up there, there's the visitor center. So what it is, there's a reservoir on the very top of this mountain, and from what I remember, the reservoir is as deep as the Statue of Liberty, if not even deeper. And what they do through this right here, when power is not in huge demand, like during the spring and the fall, they have giant pumps, and they just pump and fill up that reservoir. And then when power is in demand, like during peak summer and peak winter, they drain that reservoir and it turns the turbines and creates power. So it's just basically like a giant battery that's being charged up and just ready to be used. It's just fascinating stuff, and like a lot of people just don't even know it exists.
This is one of those moments that it just felt absolutely wonderful to be alive, and you're very happy with the decision to buy a boat in Florida and cruise it home. It's amazing it went from this to this. But hang on, our journey is not over yet. Just 20 miles from home, we lost the starboard side transmission.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not going to get any video footage of downtown Chattanooga during the daylight. Sun's going down already. We're not going to get into our slip probably till midnight. Transmission failure sucks, but at least we're not very far from home, so. And they're not hard transmissions to pull out. I'm just severely frustrated with this thing now. Like, we've been on this boat for days, and we just can't wait to get off of it. And then diesel leaks, generator issues, and now this. So, and waiting for a lock for 4 hours. That didn't really help our mental state much. Well, we made it. We are in Chattanooga, from St. Pete to Chattanooga. Here we are with one engine. Well, there she is, home sweet home. I wish I could have got some daylight pictures of it, but it is what it is, and now we're going upriver, completely dark, and I hope all the log jammers floated down river because I can't really see.
Pretty much from here, we limped it through the lock, went across our lake about 10 miles, and backed it into the slip. We ended up having to take the arch down, but that's a story for a different video. It took us a total of 28 days between working on the boat and traveling to get from St. Pete to Chattanooga. This concludes our journey, and I appreciate you guys so much for watching it through.
Alright guys, this is just my conclusion video right here. So we obviously made it home last night, 1 o'clock, coming into the Marina on one engine. It's been a heck of a journey. We spent pretty much a month on this boat total. About 27 days in total is what we spent on the boat, and probably 20 of that was traveling. I'd have to go back and double check. I came back down here this morning to kind of unload some stuff off the boat and to kind of give you a update on the transmission, because I know I'm leaving you hanging on that. I think it's the coupler, the dampener that goes between the transmission and the engine, I think it let loose. I start the engine up, you could hear it jangling around inside the bell housing. I won't know 100% until I pull the transmission away from the engine, which is not that hard. I could probably do it within like an hour and see it. But anyway, there's a good chance I get this boat back up and running within a week, depending on parts availability. That's pretty much what you're gonna get from here on, is for a little while, is just projects on this boat. So if you want to see me do some projects on this boat, please comment. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this whole adventure. I did. And now this weekend is getting to video editing. So I will see you guys probably not too long after you complete this last video.